Have you ever wondered what's really going on behind a price tag? It seems so simple, right? Just a number. But trust me, it's a whole story about strategy, psychology, and a company's biggest goals. So let's pull back the curtain and decode the secrets that are hidden in plain sight.
I mean, think about it. You see two phones, they look pretty similar. One's $700, the other's $300. So is the expensive one just better? Or is there something else at play? Well, the answer is a fascinating mix of marketing science and strategy. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack right now.
First things first, we have to get one thing straight. A price isn't just some number a company slaps on a product. It's way more than that. In fact, it's probably the most critical financial lever they can pull.
And this right here is the key. Think about it. A company spends a ton of money developing a product, promoting it, and getting it into stores. All of those things are costs, money going out. Price is the only thing that brings money back in. So yeah, getting it right is absolutely vital for survival.
With stakes that high, you can bet companies aren't just winging it. They follow a pretty structured framework, something like this one. They start with the big question, what are we actually trying to achieve here? Then they look at demand, their own costs, the competition, all before they even think about picking a final strategy. It's a very deliberate, step-by-step process. Okay, so let's zoom in on that very first step, setting an objective. Before a company can even dream of picking a number, it has to decide what it wants that number to do for the business. And these goals can be all over the map. One company might just want to squeeze every last drop of profit they can. Another, maybe a startup, might be desperate for cash, so they'll price low just to get any money coming in the door fast. Some companies are playing the long game. They want to grab the biggest slice of the market pie, while others are just happy to match their competitors and keep things steady. Every single one of these goals leads to a completely different price.
So once the goal is set, it's time to pick a strategy. And here's the cool part. It turns out pretty much every price you see out there can be boiled down to one of four core strategies. This is like the secret blueprint.
And this brilliant little table explains it all. Seriously, it all comes down to the relationship between price on one axis and the perceived quality on the other. High price and high quality? Boom, that's a premium strategy. Low price but still high quality? That's what we call penetration. This little grid right here is the key to unlocking the whole thing. Let's look at that top right box, premium. This is for your luxury goods, your best-in-class products. The high price isn't just about covering costs. It's a huge part of the brand. It's a signal that says, hey, this is the best of the best. It's exclusive. The strategy is all about building that prestigious image. Now for two really fascinating but totally opposite ways to launch a product. With skimming, you come out of the gate with a super high price. The first iPhone is the classic example, right? They wanted to skim the cream off the top. All those early adopters who would pay anything to be first. Then, later on, the price comes down for the rest of us. Penetration is the polar opposite. You launch with a crazy low price to get as many people as possible to buy in right away. You're trying to capture a massive slice of the market from day one. Okay, so we've got the big picture strategy. But how does that turn into the actual number on the tag? Well, now we get to the fun part, the psychological tactics behind the price. Ah, yes, this one. You knew it was coming, didn't you? It's called odd-even pricing, and our brains are just wired to fall for it. We see $9.99, and our brain reads it as $9, not basically $10. It just feels way cheaper, even though we know it's only 1 cent. It's a super simple but crazy effective little trick. Or what about those insane doorbuster deals? That's a classic tactic called leader pricing. A grocery store might sell Thanksgiving turkeys for a ridiculously low price. They might even lose money on every single one. So why do it? Because they know you're not just coming in for the turkey. You're going to grab the potatoes, the gravy, the pie, all at full price. The turkey is just the leader to get you through the door. And the list goes on and on. You've got price bundling, like a combo meal. Then there's captive pricing, which is so clever. The main product, like a printer or a razor handle, is cheap. But the stuff you have to keep buying, the ink or the blades, that's where they get you. And of course, payment pricing, which makes a huge purchase feel tiny by breaking it into easy monthly payments. The marketer's toolbox is just packed with these things. So the crucial point here is that a price tag is more than a cost. It's a form of communication. It's telling you a story about the company's confidence, its values, and the promise it's making to you as a customer. But that story can get really tricky. Let's think about those companies that are all about social responsibility.
The good guys, right? We tend to love them. But some really interesting research shows a bizarre twist when these so-called good companies decide they need to raise their prices.
This quote right here is from a real customer after a price hike from one of those companies. I expect this behavior from lesser companies, but thought better of you. Wow. You can just feel the sense of betrayal, can't you? It's like the company broke a personal promise. And this phenomenon has a name. It's called the CSR backfire effect. Basically, by building this image as a good company, they set the bar incredibly high for themselves. Customers hold them to a higher standard of fairness. So when they do something that looks like it's just about profits, like raising a price, the backlash can be way, way worse than it would be for a normal, everyday company.
And that really brings us full circle. A price is never, ever just a price. It's a signal, and it's loaded with information. It's telling a story about the product's quality, the company's goals, and maybe most importantly, about the relationship that company is trying to build with you.
So I'll leave you with this. The next time you're out shopping, just for a second, pause and look at the price tag. Don't just see the number. Try to read the story. What is that price really telling you?